All right, I see
live.
it.
All right, perfect. All right, everything's good. Everything's good. Welcome everybody to Dark Mushroom Media episode 41. It has been a couple weeks since I have appeared. I don't know if you've had any cast or anything while I've been gone.
No, we were supposed to do a standard cast last week, and then at the last minute, I got Jose into Homefront, and we just streamed home.
No. Okay, all right.
And Jose is into Homefront, by the way. I don't think I ever mentioned that.
Did you guys just did 2 weeks?
Yeah, we just streamed it.
We just did games. What did you guys do for the first week?
Probably Insurgency.
Okay, all right.
That's kind of been the thing. It was like Insurgency and then Insurgency and Insurgency. We streamed Insurgency.
Were you guys doing like co-op or actually like playing the game?
Both. Because Jose is really trying to bring in that Dark Mushroom Media After Dark for whatever fuck reason.
No, dude, he's all about it. Honestly,
like, hey, we're doing Dark Mushroom Media After Dark, and I was like, do I have to title it that on the Twitch page? He's like, yes, fatty, and I'm like, oh god.
Honestly, yeah. If you're not a part of it, I'm probably gonna jump on that because I just want to talk about random shit with Jose for a while and just see what fucking rabbit holes we dive into.
We're not even casting or anything. He just wants to stream our nonsensical playthroughs of shit. That's
well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either.
It's not a surprise cast. It's just a nonsensical cast.
I gotcha. So yeah, like I said, this is episode 41. As you can see, this is just the duo this week. It's just me and Tim. Jose is off at the lake house doing lake house things.
Making love to Keanu Reeves.
Probably, yeah.
Like we all wish we were.
Yeah. Or wasn't it Johnny Depp in that movie? I don't know. Anyways, Lake House.
No, it's fucking Bullock and Keanu. Was that the movie I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
The one with the dumb like mailbox time space thing.
Wasn't that Johnny Depp? I'm pretty sure that was Johnny Depp. I don't know why I feel like I'm compelled to fucking Google this now.
I mean, we're fucking balls deep in it. We might as well finish.
I don't know. Anyways. He's at the lake house.
Fuck you, Palmer.
It's secret window. It's secret window, and it is Johnny Depp. It's not Keanu Reeves.
Hold on, I'm calling shenanigans. There's a shitty lake house.
I literally Googled Keanu Reeves lake house, and the first thing that came up was Johnny Depp.
It's 2006, the lake house. Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay. We're talking about two
different movies. Two different shitty movies that are shit. I don't even know how we got. Oh, because Jose's at the lake house. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So Jose's at the lake house. So it's just gonna be us. It's just gonna be us. As you can tell, this content is gonna be focused.
That all went from just hey, where's Jose? And then that else.
This is gonna be totally focused content that is just 100% on topic.
Video games, motherfuckers.
Video games. Yeah, we've actually got a lot of shit to talk about. There's been some some major releases actually. Well, major and like not so major, but still major. I don't know. They're like you have like professional level sports and then AAA level sports, but like getting there. I don't know. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of shit that we have to talk about. I'm gonna let Tim start it off.
Where are we starting though?
I don't know, man. There's literally too much stuff to talk about. Why don't we start off with the basic stuff? Let's look into
new releases.
No. Let's look into some of the patches and stuff that have come out. Didn't you say there was stuff for Dirty Bomb? Let's start with that. Start with the smaller stuff so we can kind of like really have conversations about the stuff that we've actually played towards the end.
Yes, the unlock and load update for Dirty Bomb. Dirty Bomb had this big event, introduced a new character, it had a ongoing theme with it, had a mercs you could kind of vote for by playing, and at the end of the event, this one particular merc would be changed, or like in the lore of Dirty Bomb, something would happen. And Proxy ended up winning, so now Proxy's got a big bandage on her face. And that was pretty much the culmination of fucking 8. I think it was a 7 or 8 week long thing.
Jesus, really?
Dirty Bomb's been kind of stale lately. Like, this update introduced no maps. They introduced, like, a tutorial, but who gives a fuck? They're bringing in new loadout cards. Like, it seems like every time Dirty Bomb does something right, they kind of fuck up, and, like, it's one step forward, one step back. Not 2 steps back, but one step back.
There are plenty of games like that,
though. Yeah. Well, especially fucking free-to-play ones. But Dirty Bomb seems to be heading in the right direction. It's just heading at a pace much slower than I would like. It's still a really fun game. There's still some new stuff on the horizon. I've seen some leaked stuff with a new character who apparently has an RPG and the character's name is Turtle. So
Okay,
apparently he was in like the really early alpha builds before, like a year or two before it went up on Steam, back in like 2013 or so. So some people are kind of familiar with him, but yeah,
okay, all right.
he looks to be the next Merc. They added level up rewards. They're doing some quality of life stuff with Dirty Bomb basically in this patch. And it's just the patch that followed the giant event that people were waiting for their reward case for, because during the event you could redeem credits for cases and stuff, and whoever, just reward cases. But yeah, just little quality of life stuff and some leaks for the future. But Dirty Bomb's still fun as hell. I've dumped a lot of time into that game. I think I had like 70 hours or so. So I still enjoy it immensely. But, you know, not very... from spaced out.
Fair enough. What else do we have? Let's touch on the since we're on arena shooters and stuff. Let's touch on the Halo 5 update.
Which one?
Any of it.
I guess we'll start off with the Memories of Reach thing. Basically, the big Reach update is here, and with it came Infection, which I was mentioning to Palmer earlier. It's still Infection. It's still fun. It just feels a little different. But I guess considering how slow-paced Halo 3 and Halo Reach are to Halo 5, it's understandable. But there's just this weird little funk about it that you kind of got to get used to. But once you get used to it, it's Infection. It's fun.
Have you been able to pinpoint the difference? Have you?
It's just the movement speeds and stuff like that.
Is it really just the movement speed that
yeah, it's just going so slow. Like I kind of been slowly going back over the past couple weeks here and there and playing like a bit of the Master Chief Collection, and it's just so jarring to play like Halo 3 or Reach or something where you're just so slow. Like you're basically a walking tank. And then in Halo 5, it's just so much. You've got the little boost. It's not just about moving fast. It's the boost thing, too, where you can just zip or zap to the left or right is a big deal. Whereas in Reach, that was a power that you couldn't really direct. You kind of just hit the button and went forward really jankily.
Right.
So it's just once you get over that, though, you get used to it. But aside from Infection, new arena map, and my big thing is they added all the Halo Reach armor as a collectible armor you can deck out your Spartan with. So I'm looking forward to Rock and June and fucking Cat and all them motherfuckers. And George's minigun.
Actually. Oh, nice.
Added that in that's going to be really fun in Firefight using George's minigun because it's stupid OP, or at least the early release video I saw made it look stupid OP. So using that in Firefight will be a big deal. But yeah, this is all just leading up to Firefight with me because I enjoyed it a lot. And I think that's the thing I can actually get a few of my old Xbox friends in on and play. As opposed to just, different Halo 5 modes. Not that I don't enjoy Griffball or Infection or other stuff.
I mean, I don't know. The mode that kept my interest the most in Halo 5 was Slayer still. Like, I don't know. There's just something about getting on
I do like Big Team Slayer. And they added that. I was pretty into that.
Wrecking people. So it's 8 on 8 for that, right? Still?
Mm-hmm. 9 on 9, actually? It's 8 or 8 or 9 on 9.
I'm going to have to... We're going to have to hop on that, dude. We're going to have to hop on.
Yeah, I'll play some Big Team Bell.
All right. So that's it with the Halo updates?
No. There's also the fact that Reach is... Or not... Fuck. Not Reach. Forge. Halo 5 Forge mode is coming to the PC.
So this is a bit of a mess. Like a lot of people are like, well, you're bringing like parts of multiplayer aspects in, but you're not bringing in the full multiplayer. What the fuck? What the fuck?
They basically are. They're basically bringing in the full multiplayer. They're just locking a giant portion of it.
Right. So you're not going to have any sort of like playlists to play off of. Basically, anything that you create, you can play on to kind of test the map.
Right. You can invite your friends in and dick around with it too.
Right.
But there's no official mode. There's no, ranked playlist. There's no playlist at all.
That's pretty disappointing, don't you think?
It's weird. It just doesn't, because like the 343 have been pretty standoffish. Well, not standoffish. That's not the word I'm looking for. They've been pretty hardened in their fact of it not coming to PC. Halo 5. I think
it's been more Microsoft that's been standoffish about it. Because didn't one of the 343 studio execs say like they had a build ready to go for PC? Like all they were waiting on was like the green light. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Might be a thing.
So I think it's been more Microsoft that's been standoffish about the whole situation. Now, do you think this is paving the way for Halo 6? Do you think we're going to see Halo 6 on PC?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Halo Wars is coming to fucking PC, and that's coming out later this year. So Halo 6, like without question, that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much any entry in the Halo series at this point is going to be on PC. It's just the matter
I
of
really hope so.
bring Halo 5.
I would play the living shit out of Halo on PC. Honestly, like I just like I don't touch my Xbox anymore really because I have a PC and I really just like focus on that. But if they brought Halo to PC, like I'd be all over it. And I can imagine the same would be for you too. Like,
Yeah, like I pop on my Xbox from time to time, but it's like a chore almost because
yeah, it feels
I don't
sluggish.
use it.
Feels
Yeah.
sluggish. It feels and like having to bounce between mouse and keyboard and going back to a controller.
Very pain in the ass.
Ah man, every time I
Never
do it,
works out.
there really is a learning curve there. Like I'm used to that pinpoint accuracy that you get with the mouse and keyboard, and you don't have that.
Yeah, it's not even a learning; it's a fucking handicap that you have to get used to.
Yeah, really, it really is. I mean, the last time we hopped on Firefight together, like I was just
It's a
I was a
fuck fest.
mess. I was a mess for like 6 or 7 rounds before I even started getting used to it. So yeah, I mean, like I don't know, like I want so badly for a Halo game. I'm out on PC.
But yeah, mouse keyboard support, increased resolution, supporting resolutions up to 4K, build on
Really?
Windows 10, published to Xbox One, fuck around with friends. Yeah, like
Do
it's.
you think that might mean that Xbox is getting ready to do the same thing that PlayStation is doing right now and get a 4K upgrade going for their Xbox? Because I mean,
Maybe.
if they're willing to support it in 4K, like that's got to mean they're willing to do something on it with Xbox One, right?
Not necessarily, because what was it? Rome, fucking that shitty Rome game. What the fuck was that called?
Total War Rome?
No. Fuck, that is Rise, Son of Rome.
Oh yeah. The game was garbage.
Yeah, it was fun, but it was garbage. It was a good early 2000 game made in 2015 or whenever it came out. Yeah. But anyway, that my point is that had like 4K support and all that bullshit.
Did it? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wait, on PC or you mean on Xbox? Like on
PC?
Okay, all right.
Like that game was pretty much made as like a benchmarking tool for next gen, or I guess just the Xbox in particular. So I don't even know what the fuck I was getting at. 4K support. I think something about 4K support.
Right. We were trying to figure out, whether
if Xbox
or not
was going to upgrade to 4K. It's like their standard. I don't know, maybe, but I wouldn't hold my breath. But it's entirely possible. So I really don't give a shit either way.
Ever know.
I got time for no 4K TV.
Dude, they're still expensive as fuck, dude. Like
that's why I got time for them.
I just don't even understand. What else we got on the list?
Game updates. Regicide, that delicious 40K chess game we talked about last year.
Oh yeah.
Started rolling out some different army skins, basically, and little maps and stuff. With their microtransaction stuff, but the microtransactions are actually pretty reasonable. But it's a game where you can just play it and get all the shit for free. You really don't need them. It's
really a mobile game. Let's face facts.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like hey, $10 for some stupid little thing. It's like here's $1 for a skin, or just play the game.
Yeah. It's only like
it's
$1.39 or whatever.
Yeah, that's all I'm getting at. Is it's pretty fair, and you really don't need to just play the game. You're fine. But Or campaign is the new big thing, and then there's a few maps, one of which you get for free if you own it right now until the end of the month, and one of the orc clans, I believe the Blood Axes, which again is free till the end of the month if you actually own the game. Just a little promo thing they're doing where they roll all this stuff out, and if you actually own the game, they're like, fuck it, just have some of this stuff for free.
Have some fun.
We're indie devs and we're not complete assholes, so here you go. So it's nice when stuff like that happens.
Not gonna disagree.
It's kind of cool that they added a new campaign. The campaigns in that game were a little funky. It's not like a traditional campaign because it's basically 40K chess. So it got to the point when she got into it where it was weird little challenges where you have to figure out this exact specific moves you need to make to like not fucking get slaughtered. It's kind of interesting.
I have not progressed that far.
It's basically what it becomes. It's just like do the ultimate chess move, go. And if you fuck up the ordering or whatever, you're just kind of fucked.
I think aside from like the 4 or 5 rounds that I played with you, I have not touched that game.
40K. As long as you own it, that's all that matters, Palmer, because 40K. Rainbow Six Siege put out their Dustline update.
Yes.
2 new operators, one of which throws a camera. that can spot stuff.
From what I understand, that is really fucking OP. By
Now,
the way,
if you position it right, it can be, but like basically whenever it's active, a red light pops up. So if you're even
okay, so it's pretty
that's
easy
type
to
of thing. Yeah,
identify.
it's not you see it right away, but in that when you're playing Rainbow Six Siege, you're very aware of your surroundings. So if a red light pops on or you see a red light, you're like, hey, that's the fucking camera. But it's not on when it's not active. So if really good players can work that shit pretty well.
Yeah.
And then the other guy basically has a shield on his fucking rifle, which is it's just hilarious because a big part of that game is sieging buildings, throwing a rope up, climbing up the window, and busting in through the window. That particular guy, you can basically just poke your head up at the window, and they can't kill you unless explosives are involved. So you can kind of peek in, spot everyone, not die, and then have your team just come in and clean shit up.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that character particularly is OP as fuck, but I mean, he's pretty fucking good, but I don't think he's horribly overpowered. He's good for window peeking and shit like that. But as far as just firefights go, yeah, he's got the shield on the front of his gun, but it's just covering his wonderful beard and a bit of his face. You can still just blow his fucking nuts off if you have to.
All right.
I've seen it done. Just a shotgun to the nuts, and I'm like, dude, you shot him in the dick, and he's like, yeah, but he had a shield. All right.
I mean, you gotta
That's
do what
exactly
you
how
gotta
the
do.
conversation went. No one said they were fucking each other's mothers because Rainbow Six Siege community is actually halfway decent.
Yeah, so you're once again you are not wrong.
But yeah, I dumped about a dozen hours into that before these releases that we're going to talk about soon started coming out. So, game is still pretty goddamn fun.
Sweet.
Shitty 40k game. Eisenhorn Xenos got delayed till August after being delayed twice recently, and then I think once earlier in the year. Really crappy looking game based on a really good book and a really good trilogy that it is now, I think, a trilogy of trilogies, I think, or that's in the process of happening.
All right.
Really cool book made into a really bad looking game, but they seem to be very faithful to the book, like taken pretty much word for word in some scenes I've seen. So I'm still really excited for it. But it got delayed till August because it was buggy as shit and looked fucking wonky. So definitely for the best. Hopefully they can do something.
That's the one that's like a mobile game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A mobile game they're releasing on PC first instead of just making a PC game.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Warhammer Universe, best universe.
Take one of the best fucking books ever and just shit all over it. Why not? I'll buy it. I don't give a fuck. I'm having a laugh.
He's having a laugh? He's having a laugh.
Speaking of Warhammer bullshit, Vermintide, something we haven't really mentioned much in this cast as of late, is getting a pretty big update tomorrow on the 26th. Mm-hmm. 3 new maps, couple new weapons, including a redonkulous-looking crossbow that has 15 bolts in a clip, and a 2-handed weapon for the elf. Finally, well, not finally. I guess it's not it's not rare in the Warhammer world, but right. It's not a huge deal. But hey, cool, 2-handed weapon for the elf, even though whatever. It's fine. But this game desperately needed new content, and when I say new content, I mean new maps, not new weapons or characters. Although both of those would be nice. It just needed some new goddamn maps, and this update is bringing it. As far as that goes, because the last update which was the free stuff and the paid stuff. Even if you bought the paid stuff, you're still getting 2 maps, and one of them was specifically designed for Last Stand. That gets old kind of quick. It doesn't have as much replayability, in my opinion, as the standard mode and the standard maps. So just more standard maps is very good. I'm looking forward to this, and we'll actually play Vermintide again, which is something I haven't done in a good while, at least a couple months. And I've sunk some fucking time into that goddamn game, but it just, after a while, it got a bit stale because same goddamn maps over and over and over. And still no mod support, so no modded maps, but God, I hope they bring out the mod support soon. That would be nice, because that's something they promised around launch, or even beforehand, I think. And that would really breathe a bit of longevity into the game itself.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, anything community-based will have increased longevity.
And just new maps to play on. That's all I want, Palmer, some new goddamn maps.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't hurt either. I mean, honestly, I would love some ones that are, even more challenging than what we currently have. Basically take, I don't know, go somewhere crazy with it. I want something so difficult that Jose rages at us.
Oh, we have a chatter in chat, Mr. Saved by Christ.
Oh, hey!
Hey, remember that guy?
Holy shit, dude! It's been a long time. How are you doing, man?
We're actually gonna get into his question in a second. Actually, yeah, I think we're gonna get into it now. No, one more update to talk about before we go into new releases, and that is Fractured Space, which is something I've talked about here and there last year, which is a big space MOBA. It's pretty fun to play. It's going to be free to play. It's been in early access with like founder status where you get a bunch of exclusive shit and yada yada yada. Basically, they're making it's still in early access, but they're just making it free to play as of now. Now the game itself is awesome, but apparently a few weeks ago, I haven't played the game since like March or so. But apparently a couple months ago they put out an update where they added their own like bullshit free to play crate system in, and it was just awful and not really well thought out or implemented.
All right.
And they caught a lot of backlash off it, but they're in the process.
I can imagine.
Yeah, because the game was actually awesome. Even just unlocking shit, the progression of it wasn't bad at all. If you it was like Dota. You played not like Dota, but a similar ilk, where basically if you played the game, you can get stupid cosmetics or announcers, whatever the fuck. Except in this, it was unlocking experience for ships. But now you can basically buy all that shit. And while that is kind of an annoyance, the really big thing is it's a huge grind to unlock stuff now, apparently, and just do basic stuff and getting a decent crew together, which when I played the game a couple hours last year, it was much easier. And like after dumping 3 hours into the game, I could start getting to where I wanted to be. And they really seem to have fucked that over. And they're catching a lot of backlash on it, and they're planning on doing some changes. That's something I'll have to monitor. But if that game doesn't fuck around too bad, it's actually a really good space MOBA. Instead of driving around on like a little space fighter, you're piloting these giant like capital ships. And there's like sniper variants, there's support variants, there's tank variants, there's all sorts of. It's really interesting, and I hope the game actually does well. So developers, please stop fucking up. But yes, now we will get to new releases. Palmer, I'm gonna kick it off to you.
All right.
Game's gotten a lot of hype. I played it. It wasn't a bad game. Not my cup of tea personally. But you enjoyed it, so I'll let you rant on about it, and that would be Overwatch.
Overwatch. Oh man. All right. So I played in several different, I guess, like open betas that Blizzard did.
That did run a lot of betas.
It wasn't until I guess the most recent one where I actually started dumping hours into it, and it pulled me away from Dota, and it pulled me away from the other games that I was playing at the time, Hearthstone, that kind of thing. And I actually like gave it 100%, sat down and played it for multiple hours a day, and I felt like just 100% in love with the game. I mean, the game is just, it's bursting with character. It's like Blizzard managed somehow to tap into Pixar and created a first-person shooter, like I don't know, animated almost as if it's in the Pixar universe. It's so crazy. I mean, like all the characters are just they're so different. Everything from the way the game starts to their one-liners throughout what you're doing, like they all feel so different. They all feel so valuable in their own way.
Well, Palmer, if you take from a lot of IPs, it's going to feel very diverse.
Yeah,
Ayla
Hey.
Blizzard gets away with it. Fuck it, let them do it.
Hey, dude, they get away with it because they managed to pump so much character into it. That's really what it comes down to.
Look, man, John Marston had character, Palmer. You didn't need to pump more character into him.
No,
Darkseid Sky had character.
If anything, John Marston was lacking in character. That motherfucker had like 5 sentences the entire
man, he had been through some
game.
shit, man. And then an expansion, zombies were fucking around. He had seen some shit.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
Leave John Marston alone, Palmer.
Don't get me wrong. Blizzard definitely, it liberally borrows as a company. It does. It liberally borrows.
That's a way of
and that's a real PC way of saying it. And it's happened in every one of their IPs. Warcraft to Starcraft to Overwatch, for Christ's sakes. I mean, Diablo borrows from things too. I mean, I don't know, but they managed to take it and make it their own. No matter how much it seems to be an inspiration of something and how much it has some sort of, I don't know, parallels to other IPs, Blizzard always manages to make it their own. They always manage to do that one thing that makes you think to yourself, this is a Blizzard thing, not anything else. And like I said, it can have a lot of influence, and Overwatch definitely has a lot of influence. I can't dispute you on that one whatsoever. But man, there's something really clever about the way that it's designed, and it's one of those games that I didn't think that I would be able to sit down and play for hours on end, but it absolutely turned into one. It grabbed me more than Heroes of the Storm. It's grabbed me, and Hearthstone really grabbed me. But I think this is going to be a bigger thing for me than Hearthstone. I think it might actually be my new Counter-Strike. That's basically the way that I'm looking at it. So I've ranted about this on past casts that we've done. I played a shitload of Counter-Strike 1.5, 1.6 back in the early days, and it's been a long time since a first-person shooter has really sunk its teeth into me as much as Counter-Strike has. Playing Overwatch, I'm getting that similar vibe, that similar experience. I don't mind sitting down and playing it for hours because there's so much variety. The fact that you can just change characters on the fly. Every time you die, you can just pick a counter to whatever the enemy team's doing. It's great, but there's more strategy than that. Like, sometimes you don't want to because your ultimate is all built up and you're like, all right, I'm just going to sit through this and respawn as this character one more time and hope that I can really get something awesome with my ultimate. And I don't know. It's Overwatch to me is essentially if Pixar decided to make a MOBA, it would be this. It would be Overwatch. Overwatch is a MOBA. No matter what anybody says, I've heard a lot of people say like this is no, it's a first person arena shooter. No, fuck you, it's a MOBA. It's 6-on-6. Every fucking character has its own diverse role, and you have to adhere to that role in order to be successful, and it relies so wholly and completely on team composition and team play that it's very similar to Diablo. It's very similar, or not Diablo, I'm sorry, it's very similar to Dota, very similar to League of Legends. It requires, especially once you get into higher skill brackets. When you start getting into the higher skill brackets, once you started leveling up a lot, that game turns into a whole different experience. Like it's I don't know, it's different than just standard pub matches. When you get into the higher skill brackets, people actually start doing some crazy shit. Like I'm trying to think of like the best example. I'm seeing a lot of teams now that are sitting with like Bastion on whatever the escort is. Like, so they'll take 2 Bastions, put the turrets up on whatever the escort, the payload is, and then have 2 Reinhardts blocking with shields, and then you'll have just like a healer or some other support class, maybe like I can't remember the name of that chick that runs around freezing everything. I think it's May or something like that. I honestly can't remember yet. But like I'm seeing some really composed, really tight strategies starting to emerge, and they're incredibly successful, and it reminds me so much of Dota. But it's one of those things where like as soon as you start seeing a team adhere to that, all you have to do is use your brain and respawn as somebody that counters that. So you just roll Pharah or something like that, and then all of a sudden the enemy team composition starts falling apart. And it's to me, that's the reason that I love it, and I think I might actually. We'll see. I honestly, between the betas and since launch, I've probably only put about 25 hours into the game total. So we'll see how much it holds up for me. So I can't say definitely, but as of right now, I am a lot more intrigued by this than I have been anything in a really long time, and that's saying something. That really is saying something, considering the fact that I am approaching 3,700 hours in Dota. Like, it's getting to the point. So there's this really bad glitch that's happening right now in Dota, where if you finish a team game with like more than one person in your party, sometimes when you leave the game, it won't let you immediately queue for another game. So I'll just be like, you know what, fuck it, guys, let's get on Overwatch, and we'll play Overwatch for hours instead of Dota. And it's one of those things where it's different. It's just like Dota in the sense that if you play solo, you're gonna have a much different experience than if you queue with a whole bunch of people that you know. And I don't know. It's really interesting. Like, it's much more fast paced. It's easy to get in and out of rounds. But one thing that pisses me off about Overwatch is the fact that you cannot be AFK more than like 30 seconds before it fucking kicks you. That is a little bit ridiculous, Blizzard, and I really think you need to analyze that shit, because that is some horse shit. I got up to get a fucking drink and was kicked, like, in between rounds loading. So I couldn't have been gone more than a minute. So 30 seconds of that maybe was actually sitting AFK in a round, and I got kicked. That's some horse shit. Other than that, it's a great game. It's a fantastic game. I know you didn't like it, Tim. I know that's not necessarily your cup of tea.
Yeah, but I can see why other people. I mean, I liked Team Fortress 2 a lot and dumped a good amount of time into that game, and it's pretty much the same goddamn game. So I can understand why people like it.
I can, but it isn't. Like, you've definitely spent a lot more time playing Team Fortress 2 than I have. But I put a good, I don't know, 60 hours or so into Team Fortress 2, and there's really interesting things that Blizzard did with its maps and the ability to just so many classes. There's too many heroes to pick from. It's not as simple as Team Fortress is. And I think people make that comparison right off the bat. They're like, oh, this is just Team Fortress, or Battleborn or something.
Battleborn's a whole nother thing. That's way more Dota-y than Overwatch, because it is Dota basically, but first person shooter. But no, I can see the comparisons between. I can see the fairness and the comparisons between both, like the MOBA genre as a whole and Team Fortress 2.
But bottom line, if I were to review Overwatch right now, just based on my experience with it, I would probably give it like 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10. I'm enjoying it that much.
But what if Blizzard gave you 3 free Hearthstone packs, Palmer?
Well, then 10 out of 10. Let's
10 out of 10.
20 out of 10, actually. Come on.
For 3 packs? Jesus, you shallow whore.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm currently in the process of reviewing it. I've got a review in progress going over at a different site, and I'm not going to cross promote or anything. But I've got a review in progress going on at a different site right now. And I will see. We'll see. I want to put a good 20 more hours into it before I officially give it a score. So give me until the end of the week. That'll happen, and then I'll have more input on it. We'll see if it still manages to be everything that I'm experiencing right now.
Oh, chat wants to know what your favorite character is.
My favorite character right now. All right, so I bounce between Roadhog. I play a lot of Roadhog because of his ability to just pull people completely from the enemy team. I'm really good at getting behind the enemy team and completely distracting them. There's a good replay that I had like three games ago, where I played as Roadhog, and I just managed to just flank the enemy team and just constantly pulling them in, constantly distracting them. So I play a lot of Roadhog. I play a lot of Reinhardt. Let me think.
Who is the Pudge character?
That's Roadhog.
Oh, that was the one I liked during the beta. I liked it.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Throw them hooks.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Let me think. Who else? I can't remember her name, but she's a support character. She's like an angel with like the wings and everything. She basically walks around healing. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I play a lot of her, and I play a lot of Hanzo. Hanzo is probably another one of my favorite characters. He does just explosive amounts of damage. His ability to just kind of appear anywhere is really, really great, and his ultimate is just absolutely amazing. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But
what's his ultimate do?
He basically launches like a bunch of dragons.
Okay. Khaleesi.
And they go through walls. They deal like massive damage, but it's in a straight line, so it's kind of like a skill shot.
Deathwing Dragon Lord, basically.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, he's a lot of fun, and I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, those have been. I've been playing a lot of Soldier 76 too. He's pretty goddamn good. He's kind of like a catch-all, but I have a lot of fun with him. So yeah, those are the ones that I'm bouncing around on currently. I've messed around with some of the other supports. None of them have really grabbed my attention too much. Uh, I just started messing around with Winston recently, and I don't know. I'm not really feeling him. So I don't know. There's a whole bunch that I haven't really messed around. Farah is another one that I just started messing around with because I've been seeing way too much Bastion lately. Farah is like a direct counter. Um, so yeah, I've been messing around with a lot of Farah. Corbin's been playing a lot of Soldier 76, and I can't remember this guy's name. He dual wields shotguns and like can teleport behind enemies and kind of just moves around. He does like devastating amounts of damage, but it has very low like HP. But yeah, but Corbin's been playing a lot of him. And yeah, I don't know. Corbin seems to really be enjoying it. He seemed kind of like on the fence initially about it, and then I don't know. He and I hit like hour 10 together, and he just was just like, you know what, I finally get it. So I mean, Corbin seems to be enjoying it too. So I don't know. I'm trying to convince Sam to pick it up. Honestly, I'm gonna try to convince you to pick it up, Tim. Let's face facts. And
No, if it's a Blizzard game, so a few months from now it'll be $20. So maybe I'll get it then.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. My dream is just to run with a full 5-man group and just wreak havoc. I can't wait until that happens. I really can't.
I think even Isaac was kind of pining for it at one point.
I mean, Isaac picked it up. He's been playing a shitload. He's much higher level than I am.
Oh, he did actually pick it up?
Yeah, he has it. He's been playing him and Colin, both of them.
Because I know Colin was into it.
Yeah, both. And then I guess Jake, other guy. I don't know. Maybe I can't remember if Isaac's friend. But yeah, the three of them have like rolling together for a while. They're all much higher levels than I am. So Isaac has definitely been playing the living shit out of this game.
So now he was talking about getting back into WoW, so I just assume logical progression he'd probably pick up Overwatch as well. He is true Blizzard shitter.
I saw him log on WoW the other day, and I was like, really? And he was like, oh, my dad gave me or bought me a free month token. I was like, okay, all right, well, I guess if it's free.
He was messaging me weeks prior telling me how fucking depressing it was to go through WoW because he was just doing a free trial thing, but it's neither here nor there. We're getting off track. But yeah, you very much enjoy Overwatch and look to be putting some time into it in the future.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to the next big release, and that would be Doom, something we've both fucked around with.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little ways past half through it now. I still have yet to finish.
Yeah, how many hours have you put into that so far?
Actually, I can tell you right now. I think I've put about 6 or 7 into the campaign. I'll put more like 4 or 5 into the campaign, then I'll put a few hours in the snap map, it looks like, as of 7.5.
Okay.
Another game we'll talk about in a moment has been sucking up my time, but I love it. Part of the reason I haven't sunk a whole bunch of time into it is I really liked Wolfenstein, and the Wolfenstein reboot is pretty much the Doom reboot. It's good shit. It's really enjoyable. It scratches that old school niche itch. But with the Wolfenstein game and the expansion, I ran through them both in the course of like a day and a half. With Wolfenstein, I did it over the course of the weekend, and the expansion I did over a day, and I wanted more. I was like, fuck. Like, when the Wolfenstein expansion came out, I was super hyped because I really fucking love that game. And Doom, I really fucking love it. So I'm trying to space it out like a level a day or so. Is pretty much what I'm going at it. And it seems to be working out for me because I still haven't beaten it. It's been out for almost 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm enjoying it immensely. And the multiplayer's all right. It's not really my thing when I realized what Snap Map was. Because I didn't know what the fuck Snap Map was when I launched Doom. It's like multiplayer campaign Snap Map. What the fuck is Snap Map? And apparently it's just it's Halo Forge basically. And just people are I fucked around, spent hours fucking around with it, and there's people are building weird little everything from like platformer game types to just like clicker game types to just flat out like co-op Doom experiences. And it's just really fucking cool. I'm actually surprised we got to hop on that maybe tonight at some point soon because that shit is really fun. It's basically like Doom co-op mode has been added.
We'll just convince fucking Jose to pick that up too.
Jose's going to pick it up.
Okay, all right.
He saw some gameplay footage. So yeah, I like Homefront, but I'm gonna buy this too. This good. So yeah, I'm sure Jose will hop on with us. But yeah, the snap map thing is just really fucking cool.
Yeah,
It was something I knew nothing about going into it, and
I haven't messed at all with the snap map stuff. I've been basically focusing on nothing but the campaign. I've been kind of taking a similar mentality to what you have been, and playing like a level or two a day, and just kind of going through that. And there's just been so much other shit that's been going between the Dota expansion and Overwatch and all these other. This month has just been crazy, just absolutely crazy. I can't catch a break, man. Like, I'm on the fence over here about Warhammer or Total War Warhammer and just all sorts of other shit. And anyways, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Doom has managed to capture a very classic feel, right? So it definitely, the fact that you don't have to reload anything, you're right in the sense that it feels a lot like Wolfenstein. But at the same time, it feels much different. I mean, the fact that if you want to live, you have to fucking fight. That alone,
there's no running.
That mechanic alone just makes it a completely different experience. I mean, that and like taking the chainsaw and getting more ammunition, but like there's a few things that like Doom manages to do that are new and unexpected, that keep the pace going and make the focus on the carnage rather than anything else. And so yes, on one hand, I think Doom has a very classic feel to it. It's definitely more about just, you know, pumping rounds and not taking cover and being precise like Call of Duty and some other titles.
Lots of jumping.
Yeah, lots of jumping and just dodging and just and moving as fast as you can and switching between your arsenal and utilizing all your weapons as much as you can in the most effective ways possible. And Doom captures that just so perfectly, but then they add this extra layer of saying, hey, not only do you have to do that, but everything that you do, like, you, no matter what, you have to get in the face of your enemy. You don't have a choice. And
Meshuggah will be playing while all this is happening.
The soundtrack is absolutely incredible. You're right. It's just I don't know. It's different. I haven't felt this way about anything before, and part of me really wishes that the multiplayer would have effectively captured that a little bit better. It would be a lot more interesting, I think. Now, granted, I've praised the multiplayer, and I still stand by that. I really do think that the multiplayer is something special, and I will be playing the living shit out of it.
I don't think it's bad. It's just with the snap map bullshit, that type of shit draws my attention much more than multiplayer. But yeah, I was also of the boat of multiplayer is nowhere near as bad as everyone is saying. Actually, take 2 seconds. When we were talking about Doom a month ago, we mentioned that the Steam page was full of mostly negative reviews because the internet is just retarded, and they were basically given access to review it. And review page when Doom launched, just all positive, no negative. There's actually one of
the campaign launched, and it wasn't just
it was not just the campaign, but even the multiplayer. Just the fact we both said, hey, this is gonna basically Doom's gonna come out and it's gonna be awesome, and the review page is gonna completely change because, you know, once not every internet shitter has access to it, that can just downvote it for the sake of downvoting it without giving any real substance to their point. And that exactly happened. I just wanted to take 2 seconds to point that out because I'm pretty sure we were both saying, yeah, this is actually going to happen.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Fucking, I think that's my point.
Bottom line, though, like Doom is it's something special, and if you haven't played it, you absolutely should pick it up. It is a quality game. It is a quality game made by people who really loved what my generation grew up on.
And my fuck, does it look good?
It really does. Holy shit! Hold on, can we just let's take a step back real quick and talk about the explosion rendering in Doom real fast, because it is jaw dropping. Like, the explosions are fucking amazing. The rest of the game, I think I agree, it looks beautiful, but the explosions, like, holy shit, dude! The first time I blew up a couple barrels in Doom, I was just like, what? Like, I don't know, like, I've just it's almost flawless.
I walked into an intestine room and was just fucking in awe of how fucking beautiful an intestine is.
There is a bunch,
but it looks so fucking good. I was like, wow, that looks just like an intestine. That is amazing. As blood's just dripping on my fancy marine suit.
Yeah. The one thing one thing that I just like I can't wrap my head around is why the fuck the Doom guy is just such an asshole to technology.
Because everyone's like, "Hey, do this, shut this down, don't," and the doctor's
no,
like,
no,
"Don't
no.
destroy
He'll
this," and
be
he's like, "No, fuck this, I'm gonna break everything."
he'll be like, all right, I'm getting ready to upgrade this weapon from this one robot, and then he'll take the upgrade and then punch the fucking robot in the face,
Fuck
and
the
it'll go
robot.
flying across the room. Like, what? Why? I just
Because
don't
if you're
understand
fucking
it.
fighting demons all day, you're gonna be in a fucking sour mood too,
I mean,
Palmer.
I guess you're right. I have
Fucking weird
I can't
AI
speak
brain
from
uploaded
experience.
robots like telling you what to do. Crazy bitches open up hell portals. Like you are not having a good time.
Fucking Optimus Prime just telling you what to do every
Exactly.
second of the day. Anyways, yeah, Doom is really good. I'm enjoying it.
Really good.
Um, I haven't. I'm still pretty early in the game. I think I just finished like the 4th stage. I have yet to even get into hell yet. But I'm enjoying it. I'm like I said, I'm taking it like a level or two a day. And I'm enjoying the pace that I'm playing it at. So I don't know that I'm really until I'm done with another game, which I'm sure we're about to mention. I don't think I'm really gonna dive 100% into Doom yet. But yeah, interesting game. I'm liking it. It's good.
It is indeed. Next up on the release block, Homefront: The Revolution, which is something I was stupid hyped for, and pretty much an expected release. But my fuck, is that game fun?
You're not wrong. I saw. Hold on. Before we jump into it, I saw a fucking review for Homefront: The Revolution that was a 1 out of 10, and I thought to myself for a second, this game, Homefront: The Revolution, something that actually probably has more heart than AAA games that get perfect 10 scores from a bunch of like reviewers and stuff. The fact that this game exists, period, is just a testament to the ability. I don't know, just the amount of passion that certain developers had or certain publishers had behind getting this game out. It has a lot of flaws. There's
a lot of flaws.
There's no doubt about that. But I just wrote a review for it, and I like to compare it to a B movie. So take something like Birdemic or The Toxic Avenger.
The Toxic Avenger, Jesus Christ.
And they're horrible movies. They're awful movies. Like they're fucking terrible, right? But they're
Real
fun.
bad.
They're fun in a really
They are
campy.
fun.
They're fun in a campy sense, and that's exactly what Homefront is. That's exactly what it is. And I don't know. I feel like this is going to be one of the most divisive releases of this year. You're either going to get it or you don't. And if you don't, then just move on. And if you do, then enjoy the living fuck out of it, because it's rare that we ever get something like this in the video game world. It's rare that you see a AAA release that is this campy. It really is. It really is. And the story is convoluted, and there's glitches all over the place, and the AI is dumb as shit. But it makes for some really fun fucking times. It really does. And like I said, none of it's perfect. None of it. There's nothing perfect about it at all. All of it needs to be optimized better. From the fucking frame rate to the gunplay, all of it could have used more optimization. But it is a lot of fun. It's like the first Saints Row game. The first Saints Row game wasn't great, but it was campy and it was stupid and it was fun. And as they progressed, they just embraced what they were and made it more campy and stupid and fun. And this seems to be what the Homefront series is doing. You've gone from taking like a 2 or 3 hour campaign into making it something that's borderline Far Cry-esque. No, it is Far Cry.
Yeah,
it's fucking Far Cry. It's Far Cry mixed with Metro.
Far Cry Creed.
It's Far Cry mixed with Metro, mixed with Assassin's Creed, mixed with Call of Duty, and it works.
A touch of Crisis.
Well, yes. There's a hint, a very they just decided to add a little dash of Crisis in there.
Dude, swapping shit out on the fly. I love doing that shit.
Yeah, but like everything about it could have been optimized just a little bit better.
Oh yeah, the game runs like fucking absolute dog shit on and it's weird. Like
I'm
it's
not even
people
talking
with
about
low end rigs and people with high end rigs.
I'm not even talking about the optimization really. I'm talking about just like everything, every minuscule detail of this game, from navigating the menus to the fucking gunplay, could have been done a little bit better.
I don't know. I really like the gameplay. It's very, very recoil heavy. It feels like you're actually firing
but it doesn't as soon as you start getting attachments.
Well, yeah, Paul. Once you get 100 attachments, obviously the gun has 100% accuracy. What's the problem?
Like all of a sudden, like as soon as I get the fucking the foregrip, as soon as you get the fucking foregrip, the whole game is like it goes from being Killzone 2 to fucking Call of Duty arcade style pinpoint accuracy. You're shooting everything flawlessly.
You gotta get that holographic sight on there too,
dude. So when you first start out in the game, when you don't have any attachments whatsoever, the game feels exactly like Killzone 2. All of your turn styles are really weighty. It's hard to get that pinpoint accuracy. But the second you purchase a holographic scope, the second you purchase a fucking foregrip, your whole game, you're 100%. You could shoot somebody fucking 40 miles away, and that would be a perfect headshot.
I'm like, take out sniper rifles.
Yeah, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like after a while, it just doesn't matter. But I don't know.
There's like a weird difficulty hump though in the very beginning. Like when you first start that game, you cannot really get into any shit. You do need to maybe get a few attachments, maybe get some gear so you can carry more mags or like do something. Because when you first start that game, it is fucking brutal.
There are a couple points in that game actually. So like when you first start, it's fucking brutal. Once you reach like the middle of it, there's a point where it's once again fucking brutal, and then at the very end, right before you start getting into like the final tier upgrades and start really like getting like some of the crazy like perks for your character, it's fucking brutal. There were 3 noticeable difficulty humps. Now I will say, all in all, it only took me I put about an hour into the co-op with you. So it took me about 8 hours to get through the campaign solo. And I played about an hour of the co-op before I reviewed it. But I was just speeding through the main story missions. So,
yeah, I think I've put around 15 hours into the single player campaign, and I'm only on the 3rd zone. So,
right. But you've been liberating everything.
I've been 100%ing everything. This is the games I really like. I only do that. Like Shadows of Mordor, I think was the last game I really did that in. But yeah, I've been doing everything.
Didn't you?
Didn't you? I did do that in Mad Max. Yeah. I did do that in Mad Max.
So and now I will say I really do plan on going back, and it's been this game has been pulling me away from Doom, which has been saying a lot.
Yeah. Like this Doom is absolutely a better game than Homefront.
It really is, but there's something about Homefront.
There's
something about it that just keeps pulling me back. And now I will say there have been a few points where I've gotten ridiculously fucking frustrated with Homefront, mainly when I hit those difficulty spikes and I just keep dying and keep dying and keep dying. All my valuables are fucking gone.
Dude, I know, man. That shit is rough when you got a backpack full of valuables.
You just lose like 20 of them, and you're just like, fuck, man. But yeah, so there were a few times where I rage quit from Homefront, but like all it would take was like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and I'd be like, you know what, I want to play some more Homefront. I don't know, like I just keep there's something that keeps calling me back, and even though I've beaten the story, even though I've gone through a little bit of the co-op with you, I still want to go back. I still want to liberate all the areas. I still go through all the side stuff that I haven't touched, and I still want to experience more of the co-op.
I think it's a cool setting that like you don't like a fucking modern age like occupied America open world game. Like there aren't that many of those.
There really aren't.
So it's just an interesting environment to hop around and fuck around and explore in.
The one qualm that I have heard about this game that I really can't argue with the fact that it is pretty fucking racist. Now you haven't gone through the entire campaign yet. The game is pretty fucking racist.
I'm pretty sure Nork is a made-up racist term that the game came up with.
Right? No. It totally is. It doesn't have any. Like,
the game is inventing racist terms, Palmer.
Yeah. That's what. But that's what
11 out of 10.
The game is pretty fucking racist. But anyways, it is.
Well, dude, those Koreans are mean. Fuck them.
Fucking mean. Not right. You're not wrong.
Fucking assholes.
But the game is. And ultimately it becomes it's that fun factor that's there, and it's what keeps pulling me back. And there's something about it. It really does. I keep coming back to the beat. It really does capture the heart and soul of a B film. And there's not much that comes or that does that. That's AAA. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a lot of that in the indie world, but you don't have something with the kind of graphical fidelity that this game has. And on Ultra, it looks really fucking good. If it wasn't for the frame rate drops.
Yeah, I mean, it's CryEngine. The shit looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks really, really pretty. And you don't come across something like this very often. And like I said at the very beginning, before I went into my first tirade about the game itself, it is a miracle that this game came out. So
past 3 publisher and developer hands, I think, in the entirety of it being developed.
Deep Silver was his third, and Deep Silver didn't do much developing on it. They really just kind of pushed the game out the door and fixed the rest of it.
This is probably why it has so many technical issues.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, but like Deep Silver is not known for releasing games that aren't plagued with technical issues. I mean, you have Dead Island by them. You've got all the Saints Row games.
the Metro games.
The Metro games, like they're Deep Silver does not have a flawless history of that. Granted, Deep Silver has. I don't know. Deep Silver is becoming that they're like the Raven Media of video game publishers. They're up there, like they're revered, almost AAA status, but they put out a lot of shit that normally wouldn't see the light of day if it wasn't for them. So they're kind of like the Atlas almost of the West. And something about that I think deserves commendation. But regardless, don't listen to a lot of the negative reviews. If you like what we're talking about here with Homefront, pick it up, play it.
If you like Mass Effect 3 co-op, pick up Homefront.
Pick it up and play it. Honestly, don't listen to the reviews. A lot of them have been really negative, hyperly negative almost. Now, I'm not saying that this game is going to fly with everybody. There are going to be a lot of people that don't like it. But if you like the B movie analogy,
or if you like Far Cry,
that like mediocrity, but mediocrity with a lot of heart appeals to you, then go for it.
If you're a big fan of Bruce Campbell, you'll like this game.
Hey, you know what? That's perfect right there. You really
Except Bruce Campbell is not mediocre, because Bruce Campbell is love. Bruce Campbell is life. So, you know.
All right. 90% perfect right there.
He's so handsome, Palmer.
He is. He's a
jawline.
Devilishly handsome bastard. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is, if you get on Metacritic and see the fact that it's only got like 30% or 40% or whatever the fuck, take that with a grain of salt. Make up your own mind about the game. I think it deserves a lot more praise than it's getting. And that's the
once it gets fixed, some of those reviews will change. 2 quick points I want to get into. 1, the story for Homefront 1 was much better than Homefront 2. I don't know why the fuck they changed it, especially considering the events of Homefront 1 happened in Homefront: The Revolution. Like, you know, they liberated the West Coast.
Have you finished the campaign yet?
Of the Revolution? No. I'm just saying the history of how Korea got to that point, how America got to the point, very different. Like,
yeah,
it was like
Homefront 2 has nothing to do with Homefront 1 at all. It's meant to be a reboot.
It does, but it does, like, yeah, the story's completely different, but the events in Homefront 1, like, they happened basically in Homefront, like leading up to Homefront: The Revolution, because at that point West Coast is liberated, yada yada yada. My other point is all the DLC for this game is going to be free, all the co-op missions anyway. They're doing some single-player stuff, too, and that's what the season pass is, all single-player stuff. All the co-op missions are going to be released for free, not unlike Mass Effect. They originally were doing microtransactions to fund this, but they're not in the game, so I don't know if they're coming later or not. But either way, I'm very happy about that, because more co-op missions are good. There's 6 in the game right now, and I've dumped a dozen hours in before I started to get tired of them. And Jose is psychotic and kept wanting to play, so... more Homefront goodness coming. I'm sure we'll be doing updates on that periodically as time goes on. And yeah, fun game. Fun game, and the co-op mode's actually really fun. That's what I was looking forward to.
And now I have got to say, I don't know if maybe my bar of expectation was set so low for this game going into it
that's why you're so happy with it.
Maybe that's why I'm so happy with it. But I don't know. It's the Troll 2 of video games. take that as you will. If you understand that analogy, then this game is for you. If you don't, fuck off.
Fuck off, Bo Bandy.
Yeah, yeah.
About to bring this to a close, but I feel like I'll take a quick minute and talk about Total War Warhammer. Pretty goddamn fun.
So I've been watching a lot of streams about this. I have been on the fence about this game because I personally am not a huge fan of the Total War gameplay style, but I am wildly attracted to Warhammer. So Tim, give me the pros and cons on this. Tell me all about it.
It's a Total War game, but it has a Warhammer theme. You
Motherfucker, I'm still on the fence.
Yeah. It's a Total War game. It'll be on sale half off in like 6 months, so no big deal. You won't get the faction everyone gets for being an early adopter and buying it at launch or pre-ordering it, but whatever. That'll be on sale too. Who gives a shit? But yeah, I've fucked around with a bit of the campaign. I'm starting off with the vampire accounts because I really like the fact that you can raise dead on the campaign map. You can basically, instead of like paying your typical resource for building an army, you can like go to the site of where 2 armies have already fought, like 2 other factions, and just start raising a fucking army from the ground. I really like the idea of that, so that's what I went with, and that's what I'm in the process of doing. But every time I start doing something like that, someone comes and fucks with me, and I've got orcs on my dick, and I've got fucking Empire dogs, fucking with me, and I've got the dwarves acting like assholes. So it's a Total War game. Campaigns are very fucking long. The last Total War game I actually finished a campaign on was Medieval 2, and that was. I couldn't tell you an exact time, but it was well over 100 hours in one campaign playthrough. Just because the Total War games, once you get into it, it's so nonsensical. You take territory, you lose territory, you take territory, you lose territory. You got to keep all your shit locked down. But yeah, it's like you said, like I said earlier, it's a Total War game with Warhammer paint, and people have been waiting a very long time for that, and they have pretty much delivered. There's a lot of content coming out for it that's going to be free, and obviously it's Total War game, so there's going to be a lot of paid content and probably a blood pack. But it's pretty fucking good. Day one, the launch was a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest, because Rome was fucked. The Shogun expansion was kind of fucked, if I remember right. Napoleon was all right, but the Total War series has kind of had fucked launches for a while now, and this one. Aside from some people having an issue where they couldn't get in or they got stuck on a screen, like as the game unlocked at 3 a.m. because fucking 100,000 people were trying to get on it, no one's really had any issues. So yeah, I'll be reporting back on it over time because this is a game that Total War series you sink a lot of fucking time into.
Yeah, I am 100% all about hearing your stories from it. I don't know. I kind of view Total War almost in the same realm that I view Eve. I find them fascinating. I really enjoy watching them.
Yeah, I can see that comparison.
I don't necessarily enjoy playing them.
A lot in the campaign, most of the time you're not on the battlefield, you're on the campaign map managing shit. So yeah, that's a very fair comparison. But the campaign map looks so pretty, Palmer.
You should stream it. I would tune in.
My computer might melt. I'll try at some point.
All right. Yeah. But yeah, I will, if you can stream it, I will tune in and check that out just to see what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be ranting on raving about that over the next couple casts, so no worries there. But that will bring our cast episode 41 to a close, I believe.
Oh my god, we're wrapping up episode 41, guys! Ah! Ah!
A lot of good releases over the past couple weeks, so good stuff. Nothing really on the horizon for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Warhammer games, Halo Wars, all that shit's like coming out towards the end of the year, so.
Maybe that's just what the gaming year is gearing up to. So huge releases in May and huge releases in November.
A lot of indie stuff comes out in the summer. So I'm sure there'll be a couple interesting games in the summer that'll just out of left field. But like as far as stuff with concrete release dates, yeah, there's not a whole lot coming out till the fall.
Oh, real quick before we so we're cutting in. I'll talk about it next time.
All right then. All right.
Then.
Well, we hope you enjoyed, and be sure to check out all our social media bullshit. Dark_mushroom on Twitter, Dark Mushroom Media on Facebook, Dark Mushroom Media on SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitch. We're all over the fucking place.
Yeah, man. Just come check us out. We're friendly.
We're not friendly, but we're entertaining. At least we like to think we are.
We try to be entertaining. But yeah, tune in. Expect a site launch by the end of June.
Ooh, teasers.
Teasers.
Is this a teaser trailer,
It
or
is.
is it a trailer for the teaser?
Trailing teaser. How about that?
The Reckoning, Part 3.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, expect a site launch by the end of June. Hopefully that will be all situated at maybe early July, latest, but around that time. Other than that, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Take care. This has been Dark Mushroom Media, episode 41, signing out.
Bye-bye.